Hello and welcome. In today's video, an exercise to help you if you're a golfer who, when you come through the golf ball, you can't stop having your head pop upwards. So your head is moving upwards as you come through the ball, a little bit like a jack in the box. So if that's you, if you recognize yourself there, you've been told you lift your head up as you come through, this video is going to sort that out. First things first, you need to understand why this is happening to you. Why is your head moving upwards as you strike the golf ball? The thing to understand here is that it is linked to where you have your handle at impact. Okay, so you've all seen pictures of good players. When good players come through the ball, they have their handle leaning forwards towards the target, like so. When you watch the lesser players, the higher handicap golfers, the club shaft is invariably perpendicular to the ground or even leaning slightly back as they hit the ball. Okay, so what's happening there? When a golfer starts to let the club head overtake the hands for a perpendicular to the ground impact condition or a even leaning backwards condition, so oftentimes this is referred to as a flip, as a scoop. When the golfer does this, the distance between the lead shoulder and the club head gets too big too soon. It's a wide downswing, so to speak, a long arc downswing. And when this happens, it means the golf club head is going to come crashing down into the ground too soon, because again, this distance lead shoulder to club head is too big, and because that distance is too big, in order to not come crashing into the ground, what does the golfer do? Well, they flex the arms and or importantly in this scenario, they start to raise the head so that the club doesn't hit the ground too early. And if the golfer raises the head the right amount, they can make a good strike. They're none the wiser, they move on with their day, happy enough that they've had a good shot. But time after time after time, that's really difficult to replicate. So why is it that the golfers are popping up like a jack in the box? Quite simply because their downstroke is too wide, the club head's going to overtake the hands at impact, and therefore they don't have any shaft lean as they hit the ball, and that forces the body to rise up. And really, it's a move that is the result of something. It's the result of not having the shaft lean, of not having the shorter downswing arc, rather than the actual cause of any of the bad shots you might be hitting as a result. So it's what the golfer is doing in order to save themselves, in order to be able to have an opportunity, a chance to be able to hit a good shot. But clearly, that's not what we want. We want to maximize the opportunities. We want to maximize our chances of hitting a good shot time after time after time. So if you want to stop having this jack in the box look, you need to start to learn to have the handle more forwards. How are you going to do this? Well, in order to have some shaft lean, what we need to have is some tilt to the trail side with the upper body. So the upper body needs to tilt to the right, like this for a right-handed golfer. Notice I'm doing this not by moving my head backwards. I'm doing this by moving my hips forwards, okay? And in that way, I'll be able to swing around the fixed axis, around my stable head, instead of having the head tilt backwards and the low point move back on the ground and my swing direction be altered. Okay, so very important, you're trying to create a side bend to the right here for a right-handed golfer because your hips are going forwards. How does that help us? Well, that lowers the trail shoulder. See, as I'm doing this, the lead shoulder rises a little, the lead shoulder lowers a little. So I end up in this position here, with my trail shoulder lower. With my trail shoulder lower, like this, I'm going to be able to keep more bend in my trail arm later on during the downstroke. If my trail shoulder's up in the air here and I don't have the hips forwards, I don't have the side bend of the upper body, then my trail shoulder ends up too high, and because it's too high, I need to throw the wrist angles away in order to reach the ground. And this obviously happens in a split second, in a blink of an eye, very early on. Your hips don't shift forwards, and so there's no side bend right here as you start the downswing, and so as a result the hands start to get thrown, and that distance between the lead shoulder and the club head widens, and you're stuck in that position. Okay, so how are you going to work on maintaining your head height and not having it pop upwards? You're simply going to do this drill. You're going to position yourselves from the get-go with your hips in an impact position. So you're going to move your hips several inches forwards so that they are considerably more to the lead side than to the trail side. So if you look at my reference points here, you'd see my lead hip is in front of my heel by a good 6-7 inches. So the hips are forwards. The head, importantly, you're going to keep it back in the middle of your stance. You've got your lead arm and club shaft in a straight line. You've got the trail arm already externally rotated, so you're bringing the right elbow closer to the left elbow. For a right-handed golfer, you're like this. And you're going to practice hitting punch shots from just there, like so. So you can see as I'm coming down, my spine is tilted to the right, my right arm is flexed, and it only reaches a position where it's completely straight here, a couple of feet through the ball. So the arm is going from this flexed position, handle forwards, strike the ball, to an extended position right here, facilitated by my side bend of the upper body because my hips have gone forwards. So if I just hit a couple of shots like that, so hips forwards, handle forwards, trail elbow close to the left, right arm's bent, and it straightens to just after the golf ball. And I'm able to keep my head in position without it rising up because I have a shorter downstroke arc. I'm more in this position as opposed to that position over there. Again, facilitated by the fact my trail shoulder is closer to the ground. And I'm just practicing these shots slowly. I'm feeling the flex in the trail arm and how it only reaches straight a couple of feet after the ball. Hips forwards, shoulders in the middle, trail arm externally rotated, elbows close, and I'm maintaining my side bend. When I'm finishing here with both arms straight, I can still see my trail shoulder lower than my lead shoulder. My head is still in position. Hopefully this helps. If you do it diligently, I'm absolutely sure it will. So the first thing to understand is, why are you popping up? Because your downstroke arc is too wide. What can you do about it? Well, one really good solution is to practice having some side bend of the upper body. Keep your handle forwards as you hit the ball. Any questions? Let me know. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you have any comments at all, then please don't hesitate to pop them down in the comments below. Likewise, if you haven't yet, then please do like and subscribe to my channel. It's absolutely going to help you play your best golf. Likewise, it will help me build a sound community of golfers all wanting to improve. If you'd like to work with me in person, you can do so right here on the south coast of England, near Bournemouth, or wherever you are in the world through the Skillist app. It's a fantastic way to get feedback no matter where you are in the world, and be sure to be on the steady roads towards your best golf. Happy golfing.